If I had to name top 3 places I want to hunt a serial killer,
Yeah.
World's Fair is number 1.
Number 1. Hello, good morning, BBs.
Oh, good morning. It is too early.
It sure is.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan.
And one of us likes big butts and cannot lie, and the other one of us likes big butts and cannot tell the truth. Can you solve our riddle?
I was like, yeah.
Which?
Going. Yeah. Awesome. You'll look back at that when you watch back this episode, and you'll just see me being like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, bud.
Yeah. Which one of us would say you have 3 questions?
Mm-hmm.
You can ask us only 3 questions to figure out which one of us is which.
Good morning.
The questions do not have to be big butts related.
Yeah. They need to be general questions for a vibe check.
Right.
I, in fact, encourage that.
Yeah.
I actually encourage you to ask us nothing about butts.
Which
I actually demand it.
you could say something like, what would the other person say if I asked them about this big butt? Or
Okay,
you could
again,
say,
it doesn't have to be butt-based.
No, it doesn't. But I'm saying if you wanted to.
Right. Except for what I'm saying is don't.
Sure.
I'm formally requesting don't.
Well, now you're just taking the wind out of the sails of my introduction.
Well, no, I'm just saying they can ask the 3 questions, but they can't be butt-based.
Right, for an extra level of difficulty.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, we have such a show for you.
We do. It is the last of normalcy. It is the last of the days before we head into the whirlwind, the Summer Games Fest.
Hot Jeff Summer, they call it.
Yeah. It's the last day before Hot Jeff Summer starts, and it's going to be all games all the way down.
Yeah, we're going to go over a little bit of the stuff that was already announced, but we're also going to give you the schedule and talk about some of the things that are rumored to come up during Summer Games Fest. When all of us gather around the mountain and Jeff comes down but once. Keeley descends from his temple where he meditates throughout the rest of the year.
And gifts upon you games to last you the next 2 years.
That's right. If any of them come out.
Correct. Well, not the next 2, but like the 2 after that, probably.
Sometimes he comes down from the mountain and they announce like 87 games and then none of them happen.
Yeah. But the games are in your heart.
The real games were the friends we made along the way.
Yeah.
As some would say.
Yeah. As, people who don't release their games would say.
Yeah, which is just about everybody. So we're going to talk about that.
We are, and this is probably our last chance to talk about some other silly shit before it's games all the way down. We have another awful event happened, and I'm so excited about it. Thank you to whatever is happening right now that just keeps encouraging people to put on the worst parties and sell tickets. Bless you.
Bless you all. All of these things and more, including the bankruptcy of one of the greatest studios in the history of ever, which broke my heart.
Yeah.
But it's speaking of heartbreakers. How you doing, Alex?
Good morning.
I'm right as rain today.
You're bright.
I am bright.
Very bright.
Yeah, I'm glowing.
Absolutely glowing.
That's that hot Jeff Summer glow.
Yeah. I did the opposite of getting a tan.
That's right. I got a reverse tan.
Yeah.
So I could shimmer for the Jeffies.
So now, wait a minute. So if the Game Awards are the Keeleys, are the Summer Games Fest the Jeffies?
Yeah, because it's summer casual.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Casual Friday.
Yeah, the VGAs are the Keeleys.
Formal.
But
Say, please, the Keeleys are my father's award show.
that's right. That's right. For Summer Games Fest, he goes, you call my dad the Keeleys.
Please.
I'm just Jeffy.
Call us the Jeffies. But we've been gone for a few days.
Yeah.
We're very happy to be back. While we were gone, something huge happened, Anthony.
What is it?
Dr. Pepper became the #2 most popular soda in the United States, overtaking Pepsi.
DP girlies, rise up.
DP girlies, rise up. I'd like to think I'm responsible for a portion of that. Do you know how often people look at us and go, I kind of want a Dr. Pepper during our show? We're not even putting it in the mugs anymore.
No.
We're straight showing can.
No, we're showing cans.
And I stand by that.
One of us loves big cans.
The other only tells lies.
And we're doing that specifically to raise pepper awareness, not because of any sort of unfortunate accident that happened.
What you're talking about. And you know what? I am done feeling shame for my 9 a.m. Dr. Pepper. Okay?
Who was shaming you for your 9 a.m. Dr. Pepper? Or were you just feeling shame?
Feeling shame for my 9 a.m. Dr. Pepper. People get it now. People understand.
Who makes Dr. Pepper? Is who owns the Dr. Pepper brand?
It's a Coca-Cola product, I think.
So that means Pepsi is now loser to not just Coke, but
well, maybe it's not.
But weird Coke?
It's not. No, that's right. Because Mr. Pibb is actually Coke.
Right.
That's because when you go to the movie theater and they have the fun machines, you can only get Mr. Pibb.
And also because Mr. Pibb couldn't handle the pressure of medical school.
Medical school, yeah. So for some reason it's Keurig?
Oh, the brand is Keurig Dr. Pepper? Can we show the horrible logo for Keurig Dr. Pepper, which is on Saige's screen right now?
It is one of the worst logos I've ever seen, actually.
What the fuck, Keurig Dr. Pepper?
It is. It is, in fact, it's not its own company. It's Keurig, but it's Keurig Dr. Pepper.
I have to imagine it was its own company at some point, and then Keurig was just like, can you believe that our tiny little environmental problems that have become so popular and profitable that our tiny little single-serving environmental issues can now own a doctor?
Yeah.
It's not cheap to own a doctor.
Now,
I would love some
looking
Pepper
into
history.
this. Yeah, what up?
Apparently, Dr. Pepper is the oldest major soft drink in America.
Oh.
It was introduced to millions at the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair, and it became an instant success along with the ice cream cone, hot dog rolls, and hamburger buns.
Damn, Dr. Pepper's been around for as long as the fucking ice cream cone?
Yes.
Yeah.
They were announced at the same event?
It's crazy.
Get ready,
Can you
dude.
imagine going to the World's Fair and these things did not exist and you leave with a fucking Dr. Pepper and an ice cream cone?
Life changed forever.
Oh my God,
Those are
dude.
our two favorite things.
Oh my God, dude. You go to St. Louis, which otherwise has fucking nothing going on. Sorry, St. Louis. I believe, did they build the arch for the World's Fair, Alex? That big St. Louis arch that does nothing. It's just an arch. Listen to how quickly he's typing.
Yeah.
Because imagine you show up to St. Louis, huge fucking arch.
Yeah.
The biggest arch you've ever seen.
A Dr. Pepper and an ice cream
And you
cone.
leave with a Dr. Pepper and an ice cream cone.
A hamburger bun?
What did they eat hamburgers on before that?
Was it just bread? Were they eating hamburgers?
It was just bread. It was a hamburger sandwich, remember? Because they called them hamburger sandwiches.
No, I wasn't alive. Why do you remember?
Because
The arch was a lot later. Sorry.
the arch was a lot later.
Were you
They didn't even have the arch ready?
Did you just say, do you remember?
Yeah, do you
about
remember?
something that was in 1885?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. One of us is the witch and the other one believes in past live regression. Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah. It's weird that
That's a little strange.
It's weird that hold on. Now listen.
Wait, they didn't have the arch ready.
Yeah.
The arch was not ready for the World's Fair.
They were focused on getting Dr. Pepper ice cream and hamburger buns to you. You're fucking welcome.
The arch was 60 years later.
The arch was 60 years later? Get the fuck out of here. You're going to throw the World's Fair and you don't have a big arch? You don't have a big arch?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Chicago was building things for the World's Fair that were so big, they didn't even get around to tearing them down for like 100 years.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing, St. Louis?
There is some stuff that this is rooted in. So I've pulled up the Wikipedia for Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
A few things. One.
And I've pulled up the criminal record of Dr. Pepper. and we're going to see if they match.
Are they going to lose their medical license?
They should.
Listen, A, it preceded the introduction of Coca-Cola by 1 year. Get wrecked. 2, it actually is owned by the Coca-Cola company in the UK, Japan, and South Korea.
Okay.
Which also explains why Dr. Pepper in the UK tastes like shit. I said what I said. It's the 6th most popular drink in the UK, and I couldn't tell you why. I had one, I threw it away.
Yeah, it's kind of like going over to any other country and trying a major worldwide brand.
Yeah.
Is really going to shake your faith in everything.
Yeah.
In a way that you don't expect, because you don't think it's super important for you.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm on a lovely trip. I'm in the UK. You were in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in Scotland. I'm enjoying the wonderful world that exists here in Scotland. I can't wait to experience Scottish. And then you take a sip of your Dr. Pepper and you're like, this whole trip is fucking ruined.
I want to go home.
I can't be here anymore.
Yeah. That's how I felt about my trip to Scotland.
I literally can't be here anymore.
Wasn't it? It was formulated by a pharmacist.
Yeah.
So a doctor of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
Who is a pharmacist in an old corner drugstore in Waco, Texas. Texas. I think I said Texas with an extra T at the end.
Yeah, because it's in the past.
Yeah.
It was in 1904, so it's Texas. And
that took me a second. I was like reading a thing and I was like, did you just say in the past?
And now we're
Texas?
texting, and later we will text.
Here's a fun thing. In early advertisements, they made medical claims that it aids digestion and restores vim, vigor, and vitality.
Dude, everything in the early 1900s aided digestion.
And vim, vigor, and vitality.
Yeah, because those words don't mean anything.
Yeah. You can say that about anything. It's too early.
We aid in digestion.
And restore vim, vigor, and vitality. I'm gonna start using that.
I wish there was still World's Fair, although I bet it would be horrible now.
I know. Because it would be like fucking Elon Musk and shit.
Yeah, and it would be like the World's Fair sponsored by BP Oil.
I know.
You know?
But I also wish there was World's Fair like the World's Fair.
Yeah.
Like, we're never going to get another thing like a McBarge.
Or the ability to hunt a serial killer at the World's Fair.
Right.
Which is the one, like, if I had to name top 3 places I want to hunt a serial killer,
yeah,
World's Fair is number 1.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Also, H.H. Holmes, kind of number 1.
Yeah.
Hey, Hunt a Killer, I have a pitch for you. The H.H. Holmes Hunt a Killer box at the World's Fair. Hear me out. I'll send an email. Anyways, that's it.
Yes, we do know that we just set up Chekhov's list of where we would like to hunt serial killers. And you're just going to have to hang out until Act 3 to find out what those are. Saige.
Right. Yo.
Do we jump right into the Jeffies, or should we hold off on the Jeffies?
Let's get into the Jeffies.
Let's get right into the Jeffies.
We got other stuff after the Jeffies. The Jeffies haven't even started yet.
The Jeffies, I mean, to me, the Jeffies started yesterday with the Guerrilla Collective.
Okay.
Even though the kickoff stream
Mm-hmm.
for the Jeffies is today at, I believe, 2 p.m. Pacific time.
Okay.
The Summer Games Fest schedule, in case you're wondering, we kick it off yesterday with the Guerrilla Collective. We Texased it yesterday.
Correct.
We just got the...
Yeah, I texted you a good meme. Did you see
And you
it?
didn't ancexisted it.
No.
You didn't?
No. Don't add that in there.
Well, maybe I did. The accessibility showcase was this morning. Then Summer Games Fest Live begins today at 2 p.m., which will be followed by Day of the Devs and Devolver Direct, which that's a strong first day.
Yeah, it is.
I always love Day of the Devs.
Day of the Devs is always great.
Double Fine always has really wonderful stuff. Devolver Direct is always just a hoot.
Yeah.
A hoot and a holler, I would say. Vim, vigor, and vitality is what I would say. Because Devolver every year just finds a new way to deconstruct a game showcase.
Yeah. Big fan.
But also they just announce wonderful games. We've got very exciting for me.
Mm-hmm.
Heart Machine Studios is going to have their new game
Yeah.
in the Devolver Showcase, which it's not Hyper Light Breaker.
But
It's,
don't know.
It's the other game.
Oh. Okay.
Secret Games.
Ooh.
So
fun.
it's going to be exciting to see that.
Awesome.
But-
Also, tomorrow, I'm obviously most excited for a Wholesome Direct. Kicking off tomorrow morning
yeah.
at 9 a.m. following that is the Wholesome Direct.
Wholesome Direct is going to be.
We love a Wholesome Direct.
That's the big one.
That's the big one for us.
That's the big one. We love Wholesome Direct. Tomorrow also, we've got the Latin American Games Showcase, the Future of Play Direct, Women-led Games Direct, the Future Games Show, all of that tomorrow. And then
Big days.
on the 9th, we've got Xbox Black Ops 6 Direct immediately after Xbox.
Listen.
Yeah,
That's not a direct.
it's a direct.
No, because that
It's a direct. You have to do the old Iwata thing. You have to be like, it's a direct.
no. Bring it back. Come back to the
No,
wide here.
it's direct.
Listen, come back. That is not a full transmission.
It's a mini
You
mission.
cannot give us information about one Black Ops game.
Yeah.
It's not even the 6th Call of Duty, mind you. That's the 6th Call of Duty Black Ops. And call that a direct.
That's a direct.
You are mini-mishying me.
That's a mini mishy. Did you think that the Silent Hill thing last week was a mini mishy, or would you call that a full mishy?
Mini.
It was a mini mishy.
That was a mini-mishy. They're not giving us anything.
They gave us a lot about Silent Hill too.
But like it's all about one thing
Yeah.
and it's not like a release,
No,
you know?
it's a mini mishy. It's a bit of a mini mishy.
And Silent Hill 2, that's a remake, baby.
Yeah. Black Ops 6 for some reason, not a remake.
Somehow.
Somehow every year Call of Duty isn't a remake.
Right. Thank you, Queen. Give us nothing.
After that, we have the PC gaming show. On the 10th, we've just got one little Ubisoft forward.
Okay.
And then on the 11th, we get the Dragon Age, the Veilguard,
Woo!
mini mishy.
Yeah.
What do you think they're gonna have? 2 logos?
Well,
Because they had a logo.
no longer the logo. You know why? New name.
New name.
Wow.
Wow, so they could skate off of this new logo.
Yeah, they can. They can
Show
make
us-
that whole Mishy just a logo.
That would show us absolutely nothing.
So previously, this has been referred to as Dragon Age Dreadwolf.
Yeah, it's not Dreadwolf
It
anymore.
is no longer being referred to as Dreadwolf. This is the official title, supposedly, Dragon Age The Veilguard. It's interesting. People didn't like this name change and thought that Dreadwolf was way cooler, but I'm like, Dreadwolf has just been done. Like the word Dreadwolf has been used a lot in titles and things. I feel like the
Dreadwolf
Veilguard is
specifically?
cool. Yeah.
I know Dread is used a lot.
I feel like it sounds
Wolf
like a million
is used
things.
a lot. Yeah, it's like when everything had Ascension at the end of it.
Yeah.
I was like, is it an Ascension?
Dreadwolf actually felt a little safe, a little generic to me.
Do you know what I think happened? Is so many people left and got fired, and
Uh-huh.
so many new people came in. I think maybe they just forgot the name. Or
Yeah.
do you know what I think probably happened? Is all of the new people didn't have the password to the old game.
Yeah. So they just
And
had to start over.
They just started over.
They just started over,
They
probably.
just didn't have any of the Dreadwolf stuff. One day somebody came in and the door was locked,
Yeah.
and they texted the store manager of Dragon Age.
Yeah, of course.
And they were like,
Hey, I'm here for my
hey,
shift.
I'm here to open. The door's not open. And the manager of Dragon Age was like, oh shit. Okay, yeah, I'm coming. Just hang out. I'll be there in 15 minutes. Unlocks the door and goes, hey, you're the shift lead now.
I don't work here anymore.
You're the shift lead. You run Dragon Age now. And it's like, I've only been here for a week.
Good luck, buddy.
No, I don't even know. How do I get into the Dragon Age register? And there was nothing there. And it's like, first customer came in. And it's like, hey,
Yeah.
good morning. Welcome to Dragon Age, the Veilguard.
And people were like, ooh.
And the customer's like, oh, okay. Can I just get a Dragon Age?
Except for PC Gamer, who said Dreadwolf was such a good title. The Veilguard is not. I don't think you should take it that objectively in your subheading. Andy Chalk,
Hey,
settle down.
hey, Andy.
Settle down.
Those titles both mean nothing. Hey, Andy. Those are both just, it's both just word salad.
It's just words.
It doesn't mean anything.
They mean something to maybe the people developing it.
For somebody to come out, I think that's literally, that shows you how little there is to say about this new Dragon Age.
Yeah.
Is that poor Andy Chalk over at PC Gamer was like, I gotta have an opinion about this.
Bad title.
At least they changed something.
Yeah.
I can get 3 or 4 paragraphs out of them changing something.
Yeah. Drixilia has an interesting point. Said, I don't care. Valguard. I'm going to try this again. Veilguard is just as applicable, even if it is still the Dreadwolf. So that's fine. And I appreciate not pretending like it's going to be the game that they promised before, because it's just not. Yeah, honestly, after this amount of time, realistically, there is probably an internal discussion of like, this isn't the game we started working on.
Yeah.
This isn't the game that we announced. This isn't the game that we were planning on making.
Yeah.
There has been probably so many changes in the process. It felt right to do a name change.
Yeah. And they're going to do that in a more marketing way that doesn't mention all the people that left.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see how much Dragon Age is done.
Yeah.
I just want, do you think they're going to come out like guns blazing, full chunk of gameplay, like timeline, all this stuff? Do you think this is where they right the ship?
Here's the thing. They have their own direct, which is promising to me. Now, mind you, I do still think a 1-game direct may be a mini mishy,
Yeah.
but why would they book themselves their very own direct if they're not giving us anything?
Hubris.
Maybe.
It's happened before.
I know.
It's happened
I hope
before.
It isn't, but on its own direct?
It's just one person from BioWare up front. And you can tell like they thought they were going to have more. They're like messing with their cards.
Yeah.
They've like double spaced
hope it's good.
spaced and huge fonted the direct. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I hope it's a great announcement. You guys know I'm a big Dragon Age fan. I'm very excited for this. Shift lead Gary McKay, also known as the general manager of BioWare, did put a blog post out about this title change, saying each of the 7 unique characters that make up your companions will have deep and compelling storylines where the decisions that you make will impact your relationships with them. They said, you guys like Baldur's Gate 3, right? As well as their lives. You'll unite this team of unforgettable heroes as you take on a terrifying new threat unleashed on the world. Naturally, the Dreadwolf still has an important part in this tale, but your companions, not your enemies, are the heart of this new experience. So to capture what this game is all about, we changed the name from, as the original title didn't show how strongly we feel about our new heroes, their stories, and how you'll need to bring them together to save all of Thedas.
Okay.
I actually think that's very positive. I actually dig it.
Yeah. It sounds like they're really trying to hit on, we are still BioWare. This is still the BioWare you know and love.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Just because Gary, showed up one day, name doesn't even sound real.
Yeah.
Just Gary showed up one day and was the general manager of BioWare all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I don't
Shift
know.
lead.
I don't know if Gary has been the general manager of BioWare for a while. All I know is that a million lead people at BioWare just were like, they pushed a button and their chairs flipped backwards so quickly.
Yeah. Look at how bored Andy was about this title.
Yeah.
I'll cut to the chase here. It's not a good title. I want you to know, you guys, I want to read this holding a katana and wearing a fedora. And I don't know anything about this person who wrote it.
Yeah, nothing
But there is an
personal,
intensity.
kid.
It has nothing personal against you, but there is an intensity to your dislike of this title. I'll cut to the chase here. This is not a good title. Dragon Age Dreadwolf is a cool title. Dragon Age the Veil God.
Good morning, princess.
Good morning, princess.
I have a problem with the title of the new Dragon Age.
Dragon Age the Veil God. Well, that sounds like something 14-year-old me could have cooked up in a dog-eared binder while failing biology.
I'm sorry, Andy. Andrew? The Dreadwolf? Andrew. The Dreadwolf sounds less
cool.
The Dreadwolf sounds less like something a 14-year-old would have come up with, is what you're saying.
There's an obvious connection to Dragon Age lore here. Yes, the Veil is a pretty important part of the world, but it doesn't convey anything in the way Dreadwolf does. I see the word Dreadwolf and I instinctively know that some bad shit is happening. The Veil God just makes me think that this is something decided by a committee.
Hey, buddy. Shut up.
Also,
hey, buddy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've never wanted to stuff someone in a locker more in my life.
What's with the in there? Why not just Dragon Age Veil God? Still nowhere is near as good as Dreadwolf, but at least it's not so easy to twip over.
That's like, why? Hey, how come rivers have a the in front of their name and not lakes?
Yeah.
Lakes suck.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How come it's the Amazon River, but Lake Superior?
Yeah.
Fuck you, rivers. Lakes rule.
They do say in this article that there is supposed to be a 15-minute clip from the opening moments of the game.
Oh, that says cinematic to me.
That does say it's not a gameplay clip.
That says cinematic to me.
I need you to know how desperate I am for Dragon Age. I will take a 15-minute cinematic.
But Saige,
Yeah.
every 3 years the team falls apart, and then they release a little cinematic to us, and then they fall apart again.
Have you never had hope, Anthony, in your heart for anything?
I did until they changed the title to The Veil God.
Listen, Dwedwolf was cool. Dwedwolf was sexy. Dwedwolf made me feel powerful. When I say Dwedwolf, I picture badass stuff and big explosions. When I say the Veil Guard, I picture a meeting and me failing a class in school.
The Veil God just sounds like a bunch of people sitting around with books,
Listen here.
reading about something that the Dwedwolf is doing. The
Listen
Dwedwolf
here.
is action. The Veil God is simply academia.
Listen, princess. The Dwedwolf is my personal hero. And you must understand the importance of the Dwedwolf to my personal development.
Listen, Andy, I know that you've got a word count you've got to hit, buddy. Dial it back. I need you to just dial it back, my guy.
Yeah. Literally ends the article with, and this was before the awful title change.
Dial it back, Andrew.
Settle down, my friend. It's okay. Now, we already have a logo, so we do know it's nothing. We don't have a logo. We have a backlit outer glow.
This is
text.
not the logo.
This is what we have
If
so
it is
far.
the logo, well, Andy is going to be very cross.
Andy is going to be very cross with you.
This logo says nothing to me. Do you know what would say an action game that has serious consequences would be Dwedwolf written in one of those fonts that looks like a blood?
Yeah. I was so surprised to see this because I saw it and I was like, oh, that sounds cooler to me. Because to me, Dreadwolf does sound like it was written by it's a little bit, I really want to sound cool and tough. And we know what the Dreadwolf is. We know what the Veil is, right?
Yeah.
Like we have the idea of what these things mean. And they kind of mean the same thing.
Yeah,
I
the
will
Dreadwolf
say-
is coming. The
Yeah.
Veil Guard will defend us.
And if you're the Veil Guard, it actually makes a lot of sense.
And honestly, they both, to me, to my ear, just sound like generic fantasy title bullshit, which they both are.
Yeah.
Remember that this game is set in Thedas,
If
which is
I-
short for the Dragon Age setting.
Right.
Don't worry about the names of things in
Yeah.
Dragon Age.
If I told you that Final Fantasy had an expansion 4 years ago, Final Fantasy 14 had an expansion 4 years ago called Dreadwolf, you'd be like, yeah, probably.
Yeah, sure, of course.
If I told you that Final Fantasy 14 had an expansion 4 years ago called the Veil Guard, you would be like,
yeah,
yeah,
Of
obviously.
course.
Exactly.
who cares?
It's fine. It's all fine. I love Dragon Age. Listen, princess.
Do you think they're going to give you another thin, problematic, virile, bald elf to hate and love
I
at
can
the
only
same
hope.
time?
Only if I'm very lucky.
Other
But
things,
I don't know. It's been a long time. I might be different now.
yeah.
That's my teen angst love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I'm somebody who didn't fall for Asterion.
Yeah.
I'm changed. I'm different now.
Would you have fallen for Asterion?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think absolutely.
I
You have to keep in mind that if somebody was like, name one crush from fiction, I'm going to say Spike
sure.
from Buffy.
Asterion isn't Spike though. You know what I mean? I just all right. I continue to have, I think, the same crushes in games that I've always had.
Mhm.
Because even though I've outgrown those crushes, baby, gaming's where I go to be young and toxic.
Yeah.
Gaming's where everybody goes to be young and toxic.
Yeah.
And wild and free.
I've been on
Gaming's-
online chats. I know.
Yeah, gaming's where we go to turn on our mics and just be terrible people.
Yeah.
and nobody ever apologizes. That's simply the way gaming is.
Right.
And so I will continue to like the bad people.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I don't know what happened in me that I became a Gale girly, where I was like, actually, here's the thing. You know what it is? We're going for escapism, right? You're going to experience this thing you don't experience in the world.
Yeah.
Men are mean all the time. I could go anywhere and find a man that'll be mean to me.
I can go anywhere and find a dreadwolf.
That's
why it had to change.
The only chance I ever have
Yeah.
of finding a man that is nice to me is pulling a mystery hand out of the wall and kissing him.
Oh, yeah.
In fiction.
The mystery hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never found out who that was.
I know.
I missed the roll on the mystery hand.
I know.
I simply didn't go back. I went, well, them's the dice.
I know this about you. But hey,
the mystery hand guy seemed terrible anyway.
I'll tell you right now.
Let me tell you something about that mystery hand. If that guy was cool, you wouldn't have gotten him stuck in a fucking Terran time.
Look, we love Gale.
Who?
I've gotten further than you think, Kodoroku. I just didn't stream it. I play games off the internet. Shock and surprise to everyone. Listen.
Princess.
Listen, Princess. I think 15 minutes is good.
Yeah.
I do agree it's probably not going to be gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it's just a 15-minute cinematic. I think it might be like here's what we think gameplay looks like. You know?
Yeah. It's two popsicle stick puppets.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like,
yeah.
That is
might
definitely
be a skinny white boy with emotional problems.
That is definitely one of the big things people are waiting for. The other big one, of course, is this Microsoft showcase. Xbox is in a place.
Yeah, they are.
Xbox is having a time.
Mm-hmm.
What sort of time are they having? One
time.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They are, they're laying people off.
Mm-hmm.
They are saying they're making money. They are laying more people off. They are shutting down studios.
Yeah.
Games are being very successful and they go, great job with that game. You
go to sleep now.
You now must be removed from existence. So who knows what's going on?
So Xbox Showcase says they're gearing up for some big reveals.
So what's going on right now? Like, let's talk about some of the things people think are going to happen in this Xbox Showcase. The biggest one is the biggest rumor, and this is wild to me, some sort of remaster of Halo.
Yeah. Not you. It's me. I had an itch. It's not. I'm not trying to signal something.
Where?
I'm just listening.
Where?
But I had a little hair on my face.
Some sort of remake of Halo. You were just making such intense eye contact with me while you were doing it.
And I had a little hair stuck in my lip gloss.
You were just like,
I know. I knew it was going to happen. And I started going, no, not you.
Yeah, but then I took that as like, it's bad. It's bad. You better get rid of it. It just got worse.
I felt it getting worse.
Okay, so one of the big rumors here is Halo Combat Evolved Remastered. Didn't we fucking have that? Wasn't that the Master Chief Collection? Am I incorrect? One of the things that is supposedly a big deal about this is that it's going to come to rival systems.
Mm-hmm.
Like Halo on Xbox. Halo Combat.
Halo, yeah, I've been on X.
Halo on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Halo Combat Evolved.
Uh-huh.
Now.
Yeah.
Not just Xbox.
Yeah.
Halo Combat Evolved on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm. Pretty cool.
Okay.
Xbox really wants you to know that they are not keeping exclusives. We promise.
Halo on Switch. Would you play Halo on Switch?
I would play Halo 2 remastered on Switch.
Now remember, we're not talking about the Master Chief Collection.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about the first Halo. The rumor just says Halo.
Interesting, because I saw rumors about Halo 2 because it's the 20th anniversary.
So there's a lot, like, it is the 20th anniversary of Halo 2.
Uh-huh.
But the only credible rumor that has come out is a Combat Evolved remaster, not a Master Chief Collection, not a Halo 2
Yeah.
Anniversary Edition. Nothing has been said about that, according to these rumors.
Yeah, I've just been seeing people, and maybe it's just speculation due to the timing of it.
Yeah.
But I have been seeing people imply that there could be a Halo 2 remaster. But again, I know we've gotten remasters.
I think Halo 2 remaster is fan speculation.
Yeah.
But the industry leaks are just saying Combat Evolved.
All right. Kind of whatever.
They're also saying, of course, Starfield PS5, which okay. All right. I can't wait. Hey, if you are PlayStation only, I simply cannot wait for you to experience the boredom the rest of us have been able to experience for the last year with Starfield.
I can't wait for all of you to have another place to not play Starfield.
You too can be as bored as we have been.
Yeah.
Would you like to run to the same building 100 times on 100 different planets that are the same planet?
Change the biome a little. Same layout.
As a treat? You can. You can. Will
now
it come
you
out?
can ignore this game on PlayStation.
Will it come out with an exciting special edition, full-on fucking watch and Pelican case and all the garbage that it came?
Yeah.
I feel so bad
For
everybody who
Look,
paid like $300 for the Starfield watch and Pelican case.
hear me out, though.
Yeah.
Are they maybe the only people that have gotten something fun out of Starfield?
I heard bad
It's
things.
still a cool looking watch.
I heard bad things about the watch.
Really?
Yeah.
How does it a bad watch?
It doesn't connect to anything, right? It's not as smart as the smartwatch is supposed to be. It looked cool.
All it is therefore really is to look cool.
Had a nice controller. They've been talking about how Starfield is supposed to be coming. That's one of the big rumors. Now we sort of know that there is already a plan to bring like more games after Hi-Fi Rush, Sea of Thieves, Pentiment, and Grounded, right? They were like Xbox games from Xbox Studios coming to other systems.
Yeah.
A lot of these were games that started being created under deals where these studios weren't owned by Microsoft. And so a lot of people were like, well, these different platform versions were probably in development already, and they were like, just go ahead.
Yeah.
We wonder how often they will actually do this.
Right.
But the idea is that they're going to be trying to do this more. Project Latitude is what it's called, bringing all of these games to other systems and other platforms. They are talking about a Gears of War, unspecified Gears of War.
Yeah.
For other platforms, potentially being announced tomorrow.
Okay.
They are talking about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle potentially being announced for PS5. That'd be cool.
Cool.
And they would still be Xbox timed exclusives according to these reports. It would still be like, hey, if you want to play Indiana Jones first, you got to play it on Xbox.
Yeah.
But Project Latitude also says, Saige, Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition on all consoles.
I will say it's a mouse and keyboard kind of game.
Yeah.
I will give it that. But what I would love is to play it on my Switch. I don't care about having it on my PlayStation or Xbox.
Yeah.
I love it on my PC. But I could see myself playing it on Switch.
Oh, if the Age of Empires 2 was on Switch, we'd never see you again. And the Switch is a portable console. You just simply would be lying on your couch playing it.
Yeah.
And we'd never see you again.
Well, maybe I would bring it with me. You just wouldn't be able to talk to me when you see me because I'd be busy.
No, you wouldn't get out of the house.
You're probably right.
I don't think you'd be able to leave.
But I've got it there on my PC.
So the other thing, and this is the wild rumor, Saige, come play in the space with me vis-a-vis this rumor.
Okay.
Unky Phil finally announces his Xbox handheld.
I have seen this as a rumor. Feels like weird timing.
Unky Phil, the goodest boy in video games, who we all still love just as much as we loved him last year. Unky Phil comes out and he says, I did it. I made the Xbox handheld. And do we do it? Do we do it, Unky Phil?
Are you guys playing the PlayStation handheld?
The PlayStation Portal?
Yeah.
Of course, everybody's got their. Do you not have a PlayStation
Is
Portal?
anybody playing a PlayStation Portal? Like,
Oh
this
my
is a
God.
genuine question.
Do you not have? I have.
Is anybody playing a PlayStation Portal?
I have 3 of them. I have 3 of them.
Yeah. This is your new Google Stadia.
Yeah, I own 3 Google Stadias and I own 3 PlayStation Portals.
Uh-huh.
Do I live in a loft? Yes. That's only one room, really. It's one room and a kitchen.
Okay.
I don't have a bathroom. I had them tear those walls down. I just
Yeah.
have a toilet in the middle of the loft. There's no reason for me to have 3 of these PlayStation Portals.
Sure.
And yet, I do. They're amazing. Oh my God, I can't get enough of these PlayStation Portals.
I'm trying to look up the sales. I do see an article from Yahoo in March that says PlayStation Portal sales continue to impress despite skepticism. But what does it take to impress Yahoo News, I wonder?
7 PlayStation Portals. If there are 7 people with PlayStation Portals, we are all continued to be impressed.
Does any one of you have a PlayStation Portal? Please let us know if you're watching on YouTube later. Leave us a comment. Genuine question. I was not the target demographic for a PlayStation Portal, so it's entirely popular. You guys fucking love it, and it just wasn't for me. I'm here like, well, why would somebody get an Xbox handheld when there's a Steam Deck?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it depends on price point, right? I think the Portal, people who play the Portal do tend to like it. Which is interesting.
It wasn't a bad, like there was
No.
nothing particularly bad about it.
I think the problem with the Portal is it was a $100 to $120 device being sold for $250.
Yeah.
If they were like, hey, it's a DualSense controller that also has a screen on it, so you can like lay on the couch and play your PlayStation or like play your PlayStation in bed.
Yeah.
I think people would have bought it just because it's like, well, it's only like $30 more than a new PlayStation controller.
Yeah. Because I want to be clear, this isn't really a portable thing. You have to have a PS5 for it. This isn't something that you can buy on its own. It doesn't exist in the realm like the Steam Deck where this can be your gaming device.
No.
You have to already have a PS5.
Yes. And also, it does not work over internet. It's local area network only.
Right.
You cannot go to the airport or the coffee shop or the coffee shop in the airport that then has a smaller airport inside of it.
Yes, of
that
course.
then has an exhibition of tiny models of coffee shops. Won't work there.
No. So
but
basically,
inside that model of a coffee shop, Saige,
yeah, a
tiny model of a
airport.
PlayStation Portal.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't work though. It's a tiny model of a little guy who's very disappointed.
Oh, looking very sad at his PlayStation Portal. That's just a heavy brick.
And the amount of detail, it's unbelievable. It's like those TikToks of people who carve rice.
Really impressive.
You should check it out. I'll send you a link. Nobody's playing with this thing.
So essentially what they made was the Wii U.
Yeah. But it's not a Wii U because on the Wii U, you could use the tablet and the main screen in tandem. Games were designed around that dual screen experience.
Yeah.
This is simply screen mirroring.
Right.
It's very strange.
We have everybody in the chat agreeing with us and one person saying it's not only local.
It's not
also, we do read the chat. You don't have to tag us, just so you know. We're reading the chat for you.
It's our chat.
Yeah. It's okay.
We're here. Okay, they changed that. At launch, it was
Did they?
only local, I believe.
I don't know if that's correct. That's one person in chat.
At launch, it was only local. If it's changed, that's great.
Seems to have changed.
Yeah.
with
Great.
Remote play. Yeah.
That's great. I think that's amazing. That's great. Then that makes a little more sense.
Because 7 months ago, I see not only do you need an internet connection, but if you are home or out and about, you're also going to need a PS5 paired with it. You need a connection, no offline. So it was definitely at launch, not something that could be played offline. You had to have a direct internet connection to play any of your games too, because nothing is locally on it.
Yeah.
But in addition to
remote
that,
play. Like
that's all it is.
I've got remote play on my phone. I've got remote play on my Steam Deck.
Yeah.
It's remote play.
Yeah.
Great. It's still a big ask for $250.
It is. When there are so many other options.
Yeah. As long as you have your PS5 on rest mode, it's remote play.
But
Great.
it is unhinged to be like, if my PlayStation gets unplugged while I'm traveling, there's other people in my house.
Yeah.
Portal useless.
I'll also say this. If you've ever tried remote play from anywhere that isn't like your home or a really good network, remote play does not work the way
It's not a fun experience.
you want it to.
Yeah.
That said, this is very different from, I don't know, from a dedicated Xbox handheld, which is supposed to be more like a handheld PC.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's why I say it falls more into the realm of the Steam Deck.
mhm.
Price is going to be super important because if it is much more affordable, a Steam Deck is going to cost you, I think the lowest one's $399, right?
Yeah.
$499?
Yep. $399.
$399. So I'm like, if they can come in under that, there could be a market for this, but not a huge one.
No. And people are saying like, yeah, it's great for like letting other people in the house use the TV and like all. I get the use cases. It's just not $250 worth of use cases to me. An Xbox, a dedicated Xbox handheld would be interesting. I think the thing about the dedicated Xbox handheld thing to me is Microsoft wants to get out of Xbox hardware really badly. They want to get into service that you use everywhere really badly.
I kind of wonder if that's still the case because they've already announced they're doing another Xbox and they're doing this handheld. Maybe that plan has changed. We've been saying that for, 4 years.
To say that they're working on another Xbox, that to me, number one, could be true. And I don't, I don't know that this is going to be, I don't think we've ever said that this is going to be the last generation of consoles or Xboxes.
Yeah.
I said they want to get out of it. We've said they want to get out of it as quickly as they can.
Right.
One more generation, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But the whole idea of Game Pass is like, we just want you to have Xbox everywhere, which is why I don't think dedicated handheld. I think they want to announce partnerships. They want to announce that you can actually finally officially use Xbox on a bunch of different devices.
Can you get Game Pass on your Steam Deck?
You have to use a workaround.
Okay.
You have to open it in like a browser and you have to use game streaming.
Okay.
So you can't locally install.
Yeah.
If they could get it to where you could locally install on a bunch of these handhelds,
Stellar.
amazing.
A lot of people
particularly
are signing
Steam
up for Game
Deck.
Pass. Yeah.
But they would love to have their game store, I think, on other consoles as well.
Hear me out. Xbox, look, we've got enough Steam Deck shaped handheld devices, okay? Give us a little guy.
I would love a
what
little
if the
guy.
Xbox handheld, the dedicated Xbox handheld,
I'm
was
schwitzing.
like
I'm going to
a
go turn on the air
little
conditioner.
guy? Okay, sure. Just like, I mean a real, like a little guy. What if that? What if it was Game Boy size? I'm always pitching a Game Boy. What I'm always trying to do is convince companies to just make a Game Boy. I want one. I'll even take Switch Lite sized. I'll take Switch Lite size, but I'd push towards Game Boy Advanced. I'd push most of all towards Game Boy Advanced SP. Give me that good crack when it closes. That's what I really want. That to me would be the thing that gets me to buy an Xbox handheld. Can you imagine playing your Game Pass games on a little Game Boy SP? A Game Boy Advanced SP?
I mean, we've said it 1,000 times. I think everybody thinks they want like an 8-inch, 9-inch screen, but what I really want, little guy fits in my pocket.
Little guy fits in my pocket.
And people tell you that's a phone. No, it's not. Shut up.
I already have a phone. It's fine. But all of my sadness is on there. Give me something that doesn't contain my sadness as well.
Yeah. And doesn't need a secondary controller connected to it.
You went to adjust the AC and you came back with a beverage and candy?
That's multitasking.
We're doing a show.
Yeah. And at the same time we're doing a show,
Don't chew in the microphone.
at the same time we're doing a
This
show,
is a podcast, Anthony.
I'm getting a beverage and a snack
Uh-huh.
and turning on the air conditioning. And this is going to sound wild to you. Doing my taxes late.
It's not wild that they're late, I'll tell you that.
No, all of it during the show.
Uh-huh. Listen.
Did you see Amber Nick's new handheld, by the way?
No.
This has nothing to do with anything we're talking about.
And we're
this
talking about handheld, so.
But this is for Saige's. Ambernick just released a little emulator handheld.
And you know we love a little emulator. Handheld. Wait,
That is a replica of the GBA SP. I got it on my screen.
Okay, what do you
Alex.
mean this has nothing to do with what we're talking about? This has everything to do with everything we were talking about.
But I mean, it's nothing we were supposed to talk about on the show today.
Who gives a shit? It's a Game Boy Advanced SP.
It's a little chonkier. It's a little thicker. It's a thick boy.
How much is it? No, I'm 100% serious. I can't buy it on their website. Why can't I click on you? Is it available? Can I have it?
Yeah.
How much is it?
I don't think it's too
It's only $65.
Yeah, it's cheap. It's cheap.
Oh my God.
And it plays like everything up through.
They have a transparent version.
Yeah, it plays everything up through N64.
Show my screen. I don't know if you were already showing my screen. I'm sorry. But let me show them these colors. Oh my God.
I have
Look at these. Look at this one.
I have all the colors up on my screen right
Look at
here.
that. Look at this.
All together.
Yeah, I'm clicking through so I can show the ones I like. Okay? God. Anthony. Why do you hate my joy? Guys, at most it's $79.99.
Yeah.
That's with the 128 gig, I'm guessing like a micro SD.
Yeah. And because it's Ambernick, sometimes those come with games on
Why
them.
is somebody sitting directly outside our door blaring talk radio?
I don't know.
That's what I want to know. Why would you consume the radio commercials at such a volume?
They probably can't hear it.
Do you hear the radio DJs laughing?
Yeah, but they probably can't hear it.
I know. I'm distracted by it, and
Yeah.
they might be able to hear that. It's a lot. Ships from China in 2 to 12 weeks. That's fine. I'm ordering it today, just so you all know.
You can probably get it from Amazon quicker for a little bit more money.
They don't have it on Amazon.
They might have it. No, not on their site. But if you go to Amazon, they're usually like.
Do they sell Ambernick?
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay.
There it is.
It's still it's not even Prime, you know? And it's sold by a third party. I don't trust it. These are all third parties. I don't trust it.
They're always sold by third parties, and
No,
you get them like within 3 days. But you pay a little bit more.
I'm not risking it. I'd rather buy it directly anyways. It's fine.
We're supposed to be ordering 3DSs.
I've told you, send me 3DSs to order.
I've sent you 3DSs 3 times
No, you
now.
have not. That is a lie.
I've sent them 3 times. We have looked at the links together.
He is lying to you.
No, I am not.
You have not sent them 3 times.
That is wild.
You have not sent them
You are
3
being
times.
wild right
You have
now.
not
You are
sent them 3
gaslighting
times.
me on our show.
He is lying to you.
You are gaslighting me
That's
right now.
not what gaslighting means.
Yes, it is.
No.
You are convincing me that my reality is incorrect. You are convincing me that factual things that happened between us never happened. You are actually gaslighting me.
Not what gaslighting means.
Stop doing this because
isn't what
now you're
gaslighting-
gaslighting me about the definition of gaslighting, and I know what you're doing.
This is also the definition of straight men misinterpreting the use of gaslighting. Anyways, moving on. Hey, speaking of gaslighting, let's talk about some non-games news. Are we done with games? I think we're done with games, right?
Are we?
I thought we were.
Could be.
Oh, wait, no, the Guerrilla Collective. We should talk about the Guerrilla Collective before we move on for all the summer games. Guerrilla Collective was the first kickoff showcase, so we should.
Yeah, let's talk about Guerrilla Collective. Did I put a link in there? Where is that?
It's in there.
Is it?
Yeah,
There we go.
it's there. I did see this trailer. This was cute. Reckless, which is what they opened the kickoff with, a skateboarding MMO that looks so cute and fun. I'm all in on this one. How did you feel about Reckless?
It looks great.
I thought this looked like a blast. For some reason, my
It looks
computer is loud about it.
It's got multiplayer jet set vibes.
Yeah.
You're gonna look at it and you're gonna see skating and you're gonna go, oh, it's like a multiplayer Tony Hawk. No, it's got multiplayer jet set vibes.
I think it's somewhere in between the two.
Yeah.
I would say so.
The fact that you can the fact that you can do all this stuff, Alex, feel free to show this. The fact that you can build skate parks together.
Yeah.
The fact that you can build skate
I thought the
parks
building part
together
on. Yeah, there you go.
live.
Fucking cool.
So good.
I'm so in on this. I will absolutely play this. This also just reminds me of like the kind of games that we would play during like quarantine to feel like we were hanging out with people.
Yeah.
This feels like one of those kinds of games. And
You
I'm
know those are
very
just
into
multiplayer games? People just play those?
Well, no, actually, you're incorrect on that. There is
Do you
a
know-
specific vibe that we were trying to capture that felt like just hanging out as
Yeah.
opposed to like, oh, let's all jump in and play a shooter together.
I get what you're saying. But like a lot of people just play games like that all the time.
Yeah, well,
It's wild.
yeah. I think this is going to be really, really cool and fun. I'm very excited. It just says coming this fall, coming to Steam and Epic Store, so not announced for any consoles. This is called Reckless for people who are just coming in.
I love it.
Mhm.
I love the whole vibes of it. I love this. I love the visual style of it. And the fact that EA is out there with the license to skate.
Yeah.
And I mean, not just the license to the video game Skate. I mean, they have one of 3
Mhm.
licenses in
To
the
skate.
world given from law enforcement to skate wherever they want.
Yeah.
And they simply, they hoard it.
They don't even use
They
it.
hoard it.
Yeah.
Like the horrible medicine man that bought that Wu-Tang album.
Exactly.
They just hang on to it and they're like, we could skate wherever we wanted to. We simply don't.
I like to know that I could.
Yeah. But also they own the rights to the game Skate.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk, the license is out there.
Yeah.
Why did it take an indie studio to put this game together when the technology is so simple now for something like this?
There must be some sort of marketing data that they're going off of that it wouldn't be worth it for them financially to build it as an MMO.
Bonkers.
I'm curious to see how this
Bonkers to me.
performs, and I bet if it does well, then we see one.
Oh yeah, then they're like, we were going to do this the whole time.
We're not going to go through all the trailers in this showcase.
No,
just
there
some
were
of the
like
ones that
70
looked
things
There
or
was
something.
a lot of things in here. What else stood out to you, Anthony?
I was a big fan of the original Volgar the Vikings, so I think that looks cool.
All right.
It's just like a classic like 8-bit computer style beat
Yeah.
'em up, but it's done really well.
Yeah.
I like Volgar.
This reminds me of the games that would come with those off-brand consoles that would plug directly into the
Yes, the TV plug and plays.
the VG ports.
Yeah, absolutely.
The TV plug and plays. This kind of game reminds me of that because that was what was on those.
As somebody who was a fan of the old Blade Runner game,
Mhm.
Neon Blood looks really good to me.
Yeah.
Which is just like a cyberpunk adventure game that's done in like a 2D, 3D style mix. I thought that looked really, really good.
Yeah.
That's coming out in Q4. That's called Neon Blood. Obviously, people were excited about SteamWorld Heist 2.
Yeah.
Killing Time Resurrected is wild. Night Dive, who keeps doing big budget remakes of old school games,
Yeah.
is bringing back Killing Time, which was a wild, wild comedy horror shooter
Yeah.
that was like a 3DO exclusive
Mm-hmm.
for the longest time.
Yeah.
Bonkers. Bonkers that they're bringing back Killing Time.
It's so arcadey. It's so fun.
Yeah. Tomba is coming out. If you're a fan of like the original Tomba, that was good. A lot of remakes in this one.
Yeah.
Anything else that you saw? I mean, there was a Five Nights at Freddy's announcement.
Yeah. Into the Pit. I'm actually surprised that this wasn't like bigger because of how intense everybody is about Five Nights at Freddy's. This is obviously like an offshoot of Five Nights at Freddy's. It's not a mainline Five Nights at Freddy's game, but it does actually look kind of cute. This is more appealing to me than most Five Nights at Freddy's games.
Yeah, this one's more classic adventure game style, and
Yeah.
it's done like it's time travel. Like you go back and forth to like different eras in the Five Nights at Freddy's lore
Yeah.
and see what happened.
Which I actually think is pretty cute.
Yeah.
I actually could see myself playing this one as somebody who doesn't keep up with Five Nights at Freddy's.
I loved, as a Shadow of the Colossus person, I loved the trailer for Light Odyssey.
Yeah.
Light Odyssey looks unbelievable.
How about,
I've got that up on my screen. You're just a little guy and you've got to fight the biggest guys.
yeah.
How are you going to fight those really big guys, Saige?
Yeah.
You're so little.
I look at these and I go, oh, Anthony would play that.
Oh,
But I
would
would
play
not.
that. Look at you're so small.
Yeah.
So tiny.
Whereas Demon School, much more my vibe, I think.
Demon School looks good.
This looks really fun. I think it looks really neat. This was specifically about the characters and getting to know them in this trailer, and this is so my vibe. I love this. Yeah, right? So cute. Big fan of that.
If you are a fan of Wario
Mhm.
and you were a fan of Pizza Tower, can I interest you in Anton Blast?
Yeah,
The next Wario-like.
right.
Wario-like is a genre now, folks.
Yeah.
Get used to it, because here comes Anton Blast. This is a cinematic trailer, but it is Wario Land 4 all the way down.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that. Anton Blast, baby.
Cozy Dungeons. Cozy Dungeons looks like a lot of fun. I think it is giving me a little bit of gameplay feelings of Cult of the Lamb.
Mhm.
Not aesthetically in any way, but the way that they even describe it is interior decorating with dungeon crawling. I'm like, yeah, that's how I played Cult of the Lamb entirely. You can just show it on my screen, Alex. I have it pulled up. Animation wise, it's honestly got like a little bit of like a Fall Guys kind of thing to it. You're kind of beans.
You're
Kind of
kinda
bean
beans?
shaped. You're not exactly beans, but you're kind of bean shaped.
You're sort of beans.
Everything's very rounded. But yeah, you get to decorate your own little dungeon and then head out for dungeon crawls, which, you know, that is just a same game, different font. And I'm very into that game style.
Yeah, it looks very good.
I don't play a lot of games that are just straight dungeon crawls. I tend to get bored of the repetitiveness of it. I'm not somebody who really enjoys like, oh, I've perfected a strategy in a dungeon crawl, so I want to keep doing it.
Love a dungeon.
Yeah.
crawl. Love
I
a
enjoy a
roguelike.
dungeon crawl, but it's not like my ooh kind of game, you know?
Yeah.
So I enjoy games that have this other thing where it's like, okay, time to head out for my little dungeon crawl and then come back to a home base.
Did you ever play Moonlighter?
I haven't.
Moonlighter, I think you'd really enjoy.
Yeah.
Moonlighter is during the day, you are a shopkeep at an RPG store, but in order to stock your shelves, you have to dungeon crawl at night the same dungeons that the heroes dungeon crawl.
That's fun.
So like what the heroes don't know is that
Yeah.
in order to buy the red potion and the dragon scales and all that, it's like,
Yeah.
oh good, I don't have to go into the dungeon for that. It's like, well, somebody had to go into the dungeon for that. And
Yeah.
it's the shopkeeper.
That's cute and fun.
Another one that Limited Run Games is bringing back, one of the original horror games, Clock Tower.
Oh, yeah.
Clock Tower was a Super Famicom game that was then a PS1 game. And this is like one of the first ever horror games.
Yeah.
And
I've watched all the way through Clock Tower, but I've not actually played it.
you can see right here, Clock Tower is about you are a girl that came with a group of girls that was supposed to be adopted by a wealthy person. And instead you get to their house and the Scissor Man is there. And the Scissor Man is simply trying to chase you and chop you in half with the big scissors.
A group of girls against the Scissor Man?
I know. They're playing against type.
Interesting. Anyway. The past game we were talking about was called Moonlighter. Yeah. And it's on Switch now too. That's great. I feel like there's got to be a classic weird physics game in pretty much every showcase.
Yes.
One of the weirder I've seen, we got Egging On,
Yeah.
where you are an egg rolling around trying to not be cracked, I guess.
Yeah, and you've got to get through all of these gigantic obstacle courses.
Yeah.
Without cracking.
Which is pretty funny.
I love it.
Very strange. Somebody had an idea and went all the way through with it.
Yeah, they were just like, and it's egg. And
And I'll
people were
play
like,
it.
huh.
And I'll play it.
Everybody went, huh.
I'll play it. I will.
Speaking of Tomba, if you're a fan of Tomba or Klonoa,
Mhm.
this is Double Shake. Double Shake looks very Tomba or Klonoa, but
yeah,
like
it does.
with
Very
a
cute.
treasure sense of humor and aesthetic.
Mhm.
I love it. You got your minecart levels. You got your 2.5D. You got your using the enemies you're holding to triple jump.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm very excited for that. This one's for PlayStation, PC, and Nintendo Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's pretty much most of it. Chocolate Factory also looked kind of fun. I saw this one come up in my feed separately. Very strange game here, but you're building basically Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. You're building like a candy land. Weird little marshmallow creatures. Looks cute and fun. Here, we can show it. You're literally building like Candyland.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
I like it. And look, you're a little marshmallow man.
You're not the Marshmallow Man. You've encountered a Marshmallow Man.
Oh no, you've encountered a Marshmallow Man.
Yeah.
What will you do? Hug.
Yeah. I honestly couldn't
Hug,
tell you.
magic, or run.
Yeah. I think it's like a little more Factorio and like trying to build a functional factory for it.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Yeah.
Oh, they just gunned down the Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, that's an enemy.
I hated that.
Yeah.
Fallout 4 pop-up. Everyone hated that.
Yeah. I think this sounds very fun. And you know what was really nice about the Guerrilla Collective? There was genuinely original feeling games in here.
Yeah.
Though there was rehashing of things and there was a lot of reference points for us to make. There was a lot in here that was like, oh my God. And now mind you, there was a million games. And
Yeah.
the ones that we skipped were the ones that don't fall into this category. But it's nice to be able to scroll through and be like, oh, this isn't a game I have in my library.
Yeah.
God, it's nice.
I do want to, if I may, mention just one more.
Yeah.
It's called Little Problems.
Oh yeah, the detective game.
Little Problems
Very cute.
is called a cozy detective game. And you can see like, oh no, look at all of these mysteries, these horrible murders and stuff. And then you wake up and you're just like a kid detective
Yeah.
that solves little problems.
Just little problems.
Not
Very
big
cute.
mysteries, little problems.
Yeah. I love it. There are so many games in this. I encourage you to go through and look for something you might enjoy because there's a million more that we could talk about in here. But that's enough for now.
That's enough.
We've
Hey.
had enough.
That's enough cute video games.
Okay?
We're done with them.
We're done. Actually, well,
Actually, no.
would you consider Pokemon a cute video game?
Ugh, no Pokemon. People think they're gross.
No.
People
We
look at
would
Pokemon and they go, ugh.
Agree.
Pokemon go, ugh. What, an Eevee? Ugh.
We would all agree that Pokemon's a pretty cute video
A
game.
Snorlax? I'm trying not to vomit
A
here.
very cute game. Why can no one spell my name in chat today? It's fine. Thank you for the lighting notes. It's all good, guys. We got it. Thank you. We're good. We'll handle it. Pokemon.
Pokemon. I've heard of it. And I think it's gross.
Okay. Well, most people think it's pretty cute. So if
disagree.
you were invited to a Pokemon themed event, you would anticipate this event being pretty cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow! An unofficial Pokemon fan event happened,
Oh no.
and I can't even begin to tell you
we
how
love,
thrilled I am.
We love an unofficial event.
So Pokeverse was an unofficial fan-run Pokemon event in the Philippines. It has been such a big disaster. People are comparing it to DashCon. My white whale, DashCon.
We skipped Wonka.
No, this is all the way to DashCon because it's so much bigger than that. This was much more like a convention. This is more about the people that they brought out. So this cost around $100 US, okay, for a 3-day ticket.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, actually that was for a single day ticket. Around $300 for a 3-day ticket.
Just to see
Okay.
ugly Pokemon that people think are gross.
We'll get there. Come on, if you're on that side of it, then this doesn't look contrasting. Join me on Pokemon are supposed to be cute. Anyways,
I'll decide. I'll decide what's cute.
well,
So people pay $300 to go to a Pokemon event in the Philippines.
uh-huh.
To do what? They're going to meet Pokemon. They're going to play Pokemon.
Yeah.
They're going to do all the things.
Absolutely.
It looks like they were going to do a cosplay contest.
Yeah.
It looks like they were going to do, of course, a tournament.
Yeah.
All of the things that you would expect.
Yeah.
Love that.
Listen, everybody describes this as an absolute disaster. They say the security was almost non-existent. A person showed up as the Ravioli Man.
What does that mean? Which Pokemon is the Ravioli Man?
The Ravioli Man said this guy was eating sauce off of a ravioli jar in his pocket. It seemed to be a Filthy Frank style prank. There were children under 5 running around the space. He smelled rotten. Security refused to do anything about the Ravioli Man.
Well, it's because no one can stop the Ravioli Man. And we know this.
Everyone just refused to deal with the smelly Ravioli Man.
The Ravioli Man has been on Interpol's most wanted list for years. If the Ravioli Man shows up in public, It's part of the Ravioli Man's plan.
Well,
You're not just, I happened to catch the Ravioli Man in public and now finally the Ravioli Man will go to prison for his crimes. No one catches the Ravioli Man unless he wants to be caught.
so eventually the Ravioli Man was caught,
It's part of his plan.
but he got back in.
Yeah,
Because it was part of his plan. They say that the Ravioli Man was escorted out, but only after he took a sponge and started rubbing it on one of the sponsors' booths. Then later, the expo security just let him back in.
Now, when you said started rubbing a sponge, my brain created 87,000 possible endings for that sentence.
Uh-huh.
And just rubbing it on one of the booths was like, honestly, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Was the sponge dirty? I don't know. What's the Ravioli Man doing?
Nobody knows. This is all one person's account of this for the most part. And it's all being translated.
All we know is that the largest diamond in the Philippines went missing the same day.
Yeah.
That's all we know.
That's all we know. Well, we know a little bit more about
the Ravioli
this
Man
convention.
Oh, okay.
It was involved with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. The idea was to give kids a special experience. So they were bringing out Make-A-Wish kids to this experience.
To meet the Ravioli Man.
The Ravioli Man was at this event that was raising money for Make-A-Wish that brought out a bunch of kids. Now, unfortunately, there was a booth set out there to raise funds. They brought about a bunch of kids. It seemed like it was well-intended. But unfortunately, they decided to bring this group of sick children up on stage in a large crowd.
No.
It was not on the itinerary. It was on the live stream, though. So, surprise, we're bringing these kids up on stage. A lot of these kids had compromised immune systems and should not be brought out where there is a large crowd gathering.
Yeah, it sounds like, and it also says that some of the kids were wearing masks. Some of the kids were not. Some of the kids were wearing their masks inappropriately, like under their nose and stuff.
And nobody was doing anything.
Like these kids should not be out in the crowd. What were they brought up on stage for?
Excellent question. All we know here is that they were brought up on stage. It was off the schedule. I think it was probably just to highlight that they were collaborating with Make-A-Wish or trying to raise money for Make-A-Wish.
That's actually not something you should do.
Clap at the sick children is exactly it, Skywalker.
Yeah, that's not something you're supposed to do.
It's not something you're supposed to do. It was clear that at least one of the children was having trouble standing up on the stage, and organizers had to come up and hold them up. The organizers also made each of the children introduce themselves one by one.
No.
And it seemed completely unorganized. They also placed a singing competition randomly that was not on it, where people were brought on and off stage to belt out unpracticed versions of Pokemon theme 3 separate times.
Okay.
Rita, the person who was making this thread, says that she was told to wait for the 4th encore performance because she had to go up and perform it 3 times because they kept bringing her back out for the competition. Said, at this point, I just wanted to go home. But while I was sobbing, they tapped my shoulder and told me there was a possibility I would have to sing again and I should stand by. I didn't end up singing again, but I did repeatedly beg the staff to take down the pictures of my friend who did not consent to being filmed. My best friend has a phobia about this. There was people filming everywhere. Nobody was consenting to any of the filming. Nobody was consenting to being on this live stream from it. People were just taking photos of it and posting it from the event organizers. There's a lot of things like indie artists that were promised things they didn't receive, cosplayers that were brought out that were promised things they did not receive. This is somebody who goes by Dan with 2 N's on Twitter that says, should I talk about the general mistreatment from Pokeverse artists that they've been getting, specifically my experience?
Okay, but what?
Yeah.
What was going on at this convention?
Nobody knows. And least of all the organizers.
Were there, I'm hearing, so I'm looking at this, it's like, hey, people bought 3-day wristbands and every day had different color wristbands, but the people who bought 3-day wristbands were just given one wristband that was already the color of one of the days.
Yeah.
And they weren't given anything else. And they were like, it turns out it doesn't matter because they ran out of wristbands, so people were just walking in and out as they pleased.
Yeah.
So poorly organized. Were there actually, I want to see a frightening Pokemon though.
They promised arcade games.
Yeah.
And we got these inflatable game setups. They promised carnival and arcade games. And this is what we got. A lot of people are comparing this to the DashCon ball pit.
Sure.
Except nobody pissed in these. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Except for the one on the far right that you have to piss in to win.
Right, exactly. It's like
But that's
the thing
okay.
where you have to knock down the little clowns.
That's right.
With the water gun.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That's like, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you know, like sometimes
Yeah.
like you'll go into a men's room in a bar
Right.
and they will have little faces or targets in the urinals because dudes just get drunk and pee everywhere.
Jesus Christ.
That's just sort of a thing that happens
Sure.
in the world. It's like that, but an arcade game. Now, were there any Pokemans there? Could you meet an Evoy,
There is not
Could
a
you meet-
single photo of a Pokemon there.
a Charizard? There's not I don't see anything Pokemon related in any of these.
There's nothing Pokemon related except for somebody having to go up and sing the Pokemon theme song over and over.
Yeah, I mean, people are selling merch, but like, I don't see what the Pokemon events are.
There's really no Pokemon themed events. So much stuff has been deleted since then. The organizers have been deleting tons of stuff about the event.
Wait, this is great. The cosplay contest was announced less than a week before the event, Saige.
Yeah, lots of time to prepare your cosplay.
Yeah, prepare your cosplay. You have less than a week.
Yeah.
And if you're coming in cosplay, you get a discount.
Yeah.
At least one cosplayer was denied the discount because staff didn't recognize his character. If the staff looked at you and said, I don't know that Pokemon, you simply didn't get, hey, if they show up in a fancy costume,
Yeah.
give them the discount. You let the Ravioli Man in.
Yeah.
I don't think the Ravioli Man paid.
Right. No, I don't think he did. Now, mind you, also, the cosplay contest was happening the same day as a lot of the very child-centric events.
Mhm.
So the cosplayers all were like, there was nowhere for us to go that we weren't being like followed by and grabbed by children. There was no area to like change in or out of cosplay.
Sure.
So people started changing in the middle of the convention floor,
Very cool.
just having to get into their cosplay.
There apparently was like a tiny rest area, and that's where people were changing in this like public rest area.
Yeah.
But apparently there was an official camera crew at the event,
Uh-huh.
and they would not leave the rest area alone, even when people were changing in and out of their cosplay.
Yes. So they were continually filming people changing.
The camera crew was filming everything,
Yeah.
according to Rita. It felt like 1984. They were shoving their cameras up cosplayers' faces,
Yeah.
people who were sitting down to draw, and most egregiously,
Mhm.
they were filming a lot of unattended minors whose parents were just getting food.
Concerning. Deeply concerning. Now, mind you, these tickets were more expensive than like really well-known conventions in the Philippines, like ToyCon. They also stole their tagline from another convention called PokeCon, which also exists in the Philippines. They just took the same tagline, went for it. So that's fun and exciting. They have, here we go. Here's the schedule. It's so random. So it's like opening ceremony by Tim Yap, panel interview, collectors, panel interview, nostalgia.
What is that? Who collectors? What nostalgia? Veronica Taylor interview. Okay, so they did. Ash was there.
They did have Veronica Taylor and people were pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
They had things in the activity area like a Pokemon themed baking session, DIY bakery. I can't wait until somebody posts photos of that. I want it so incredibly bad. Now they do have meet and greet sessions, but they haven't broken down here who the meet and greets are with.
Have you ever spoken to somebody who was talent, who was just like at a convention to like sign things or like do a quick panel and they get like asked to do an event? Have you ever spoken to somebody who's been duped into going to one of these horrible cons?
Oh yeah.
Like Veronica Taylor probably didn't know she was going to a horrible con.
Oh, we have friends who have done have absolutely just been like, I don't know, it was a convention, they put me up. I don't know what to tell you. They said I was hosting a cosplay contest.
They said I showed up, no one was like, nothing was ready, no one was there. They didn't feed me and I never got paid. Like, I would love to talk to Veronica Taylor about Pokeverse.
When they advertised the convention, they said that kids under 5 would be granted free entry, but the physical tickets said 12 and under. So there was people with kids 12 and under that still bought tickets. Then they're like, wait, so was my kid supposed to get a free ticket? Is it 5 and under or 12 and under?
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. What a wild thing.
It seems like by the photos of it, there was so little Pokemon at this event. Here's some photos of areas of it. This is the expo hall.
Is that during the event?
Uh-huh. Here's an area with a bunch of Pokemon stuff in glass cases.
Sure. Like you would expect.
These are people's private collections.
Oh, okay. There's
One Squirtle.
a singular Squirtle.
You have one Squirtle.
Everybody, you gotta come. Hey, did you buy a 3-day ticket to Pokeverse? Dude, you gotta go to Pokeverse. They have one Bulbasaur.
Mm-hmm.
Have you? Did you go see the Bulbasaur?
Yeah.
Like they have like a big No, it's like a stuffed Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
I went by. The line for the Bulbasaur is like 20 minutes
around
long.
the block.
I tried. I just wanted to get. If you paid for a 3-day pass,
Yeah.
you got to hug one of the Pikachu plushes.
When you look at the actual layout on the map that they put out, it actually was not accurate to the layout of the convention at all. Like it was just things were just not where they said they were. Instead, this is one of the sponsor organizers, which there was Friga and one of them is an NFT company.
Yeah.
Of course.
Very cool.
There was no indicators on the rest area. Here is that rest area that we saw a close-up photo of. Which again, right in the middle, that's where people were getting in and out of cosplay.
Just 3 beanbag chairs in a fucking dream at Pokeverse, my friends.
Fantastic.
Just
so
3.
This
the Dharma Initiative was there.
Yeah. Absolutely wild. They say around 11 a.m., it was stated that there would be a Pokemon-themed baking activity. It wasn't an activity, just a promotion for a cake and drink printing service. What does that mean?
Okay.
The same was true for both the live sketching class, which were not classes, but just 2 guys taking commissions. They did say
the dudes just show up and they're like, yeah, I'm supposed to be here for Artist Alley. And they're like, yeah, Artist Alley, right this way. And they like blindfold this person and push him out onto a stage.
Yeah, and they're like, all right, the sketching class is beginning.
And I wanted to draw a Squirtle. He starts drawing a Squirtle and some guy in the back working security goes, I don't recognize that character.
No discount.
Get him
out.
off stage.
The main stage, they do say that the panels were really nice because it just was industry professionals that had been flown out. However, one of the hosts randomly calls up Veronica's daughter.
Why?
And is like, get up here. Seems really uncomfortable. Definitely seems unplanned.
Why?
And she had to come up to the stage.
Was that a thing? That don't call people up onto a stage that did not know they were being called up onto a stage.
Yeah.
Never do that.
So Artist Alley was still being set up as people came in, but this is what it was supposed to look like, right? So they've got a pretty big Artist Alley. That's what they got.
Okay.
Because the vendors were coming in at like the same time as the guests, so people weren't set up in Artist Alley yet. There was an art gallery that was selling Pokemon
people had to pay
paintings.
to have those tables. People had to pay to have those tables in Artist Alley, and they didn't get a day to set up.
No.
Which means they lost a day of whatever income they would have had.
100%. This entire open area had a back wall of people just selling paintings. There was no prices listed, and there was nobody there.
Ghost paintings. Those are ghost type paintings.
They were just nice and far away.
They're just it was actually the art of the Ravioli Man.
Yeah, it was.
The Ravioli Man is actually a brilliant painter. That's how he steals all the art, is because of the forgeries. And the Ravioli Man simply put up all of his oil paints on the back and was like, in addition to pulling off a huge heist, I'm also trying to go straight. So if they buy one of these paintings, I could start my career.
Exactly. The next
but he
day,
didn't pay to be there.
Day 2. Merchants are told the night before that the con will actually be opening an hour late. And there's no anything for that. They're just like, sorry, starting an hour later. This is announced at 9:30 in the morning to attendees when it was supposed to open at 10. It will now be opening at 11.
Okay.
They ran out of wristbands, so they started just giving people stamps.
Okay.
Just random star stamps, like a generic red star stamp that anyone could recreate.
Okay.
So that's it, I guess. Anyone can come on in if you can make it look like it. They actually got rid of that big green area with the bean bags in it. So this was the new rest area.
they removed everything except the questionable beanbags.
Yeah.
And they simply
They just-
descended upon the
Yeah.
questionable beanbags.
Uh-huh. That's it. They say that this was the first day of the cosplay convention and immediately clashed with the influx of child attendees. If you were in a costume, a onesie, anything, there was a guarantee that at least one child would be following you around and grabbing at your clothes and props, and nobody was there to stop them. It's incredible. Every photo from this, just look at this.
Yeah, that's
That's Veronica Taylor and Jason Page. Those are two very big voice actors.
how do these things happen? And why have we never thrown a convention?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We could do better.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we could throw a good convention,
We could throw a better convention
but
than
we
this.
could do better than this.
Yeah.
And did they make money? I bet they did.
Yeah. They sure did. PixelCon, I like it.
We're doing it.
I like it. Let's do it. Hey, honestly, Gen Con, baby. I'm gonna host a meetup. I'll throw you a better convention than this.
We're gonna bring 3 beanbag chairs and Veronica Taylor.
There's one more thing.
Voice of Ash Ketchum will be at PixelCon, which
Yeah.
is just our meetup at Gen Con.
So they told everyone that they were doing a trainer quest, okay? It's Pokeverse's version of Stamp Rally. Here was an example of a good Stamp Rally, okay?
Mhm.
So here was your trainer's quest that came with a VIP ticket, okay? The first 10 VIPs to complete the task would receive a 1,000, I don't know what currency it's in, gift certificate from Miniso, okay?
All right.
Now it's not in USD. I don't know what the Filipino dollar,
Sure.
correlates to.
Right.
Number 1, play the game, Make-A-Wish donation. So you have to make a donation at the Make-A-Wish booth and play a game there.
Okay.
Okay. Drink from Dementor Town. Post a photo on Instagram with hashtag Pokeverse to get your card signed.
Absolutely
Eat
not.
from Dementor Town. Post a photo of you eating here. It's all spending money.
That's not what a stamp rally is.
Mobahai Miles account. Open an account or take a selfie at the PAL booth.
I'm sorry. Sign up for an account with an airline? Sign up for a Philippines airline account? No, that's awful.
Yeah. This one's just kind of the artist alley. Post a photo
Sure.
there.
No, that's all
Post a photo on
terrible.
social media with your most loved alley from your most loved item from Trader's Bay.
No.
All terrible.
Awful.
It's all posting photos in order to get a Miniso gift card.
Awful. I hate it. What a terrible event.
I
wish I'd been there.
The tragedy of the Make-A-Wish kids. I will say that is the one genuine thing here where like, ooh, that's spicy fucked up. And I feel genuinely bad about
Yeah, but
that.
otherwise I wish I'd
But
been
other
there.
than that, I totally wish I had been there, and this is hilarious. Now, the event organizers
Mhm.
obviously know this didn't go well and that people are not pleased. They have an excuse for it of saying, well, it was our first time and we didn't have a lot of time to organize it.
Okay. That's all right.
Basically, they were like,
Sure.
it was, we only had a short amount of time to organize. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is it that you did not have a lot of time to organize?
Yeah, that sounds
I
like
don't
you just that
understand.
sounds like you just wanted to have your event at a specific time.
Yeah.
And when you saw how impossible it was, you were like, we're going to do it anyway.
So,
Which is not, listen, rally and live your dreams. But also when you're trying to throw a public event for a lot of people, make sure you have enough time to do it.
Rita, who made the thread, got a response from the organizers, okay?
Okay.
A, assuring that they had taken down the videos she requested of her friends who were uncomfortable being on camera.
All right.
They didn't. They removed the wrong videos.
Dope.
The organizers write, it's our very first event with very little time to prepare, but we do agree that a lot of things need to be improved for another season. But we appreciate your participation and will continue to take your feedback and do better next time. Don't do it again.
No, don't do it next
but
time.
if you do, fly us in.
Yeah, my advice is not to do it next time, but if you do it next time, please make us special guests.
Please. I know we have nothing to do with Pokemon,
I don't even think they're cute.
but
I think they're gross.
But please let me come to this event.
Weird, dirty little wild animals.
I would love this. This is bananas, and I hope people keep throwing terrible parties forever. Also, it's 10:40 a.m. already.
Yes, it is.
I know we talked about that for a long time, but it's so good.
It's very good.
It's just so good. It's just good things. Fortunately, we do have a Patreon video to do today.
We do.
So we can talk about maybe this here. I'm not showing you guys. I'm telling Anthony this on the Patreon.
Yeah. I do want to mention, just because we mentioned it up top.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Just because we mentioned it up top, Studio Gainax is bankrupt. The creators of Evangelion are bankrupt.
Which is wild.
After years and years of basically executives using the studio as their own bank. Like, essentially, they were just making terrible financial decisions since the beginning.
Because they had those releases for Netflix, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A few years ago?
Yeah.
I have no sense of time. I'm like, how long ago was that?
A few years back, they did the retranslation and re-releases.
Yeah.
They've had the new series, the remake series. But they've just been running it extremely poorly. Apparently, since around 2012, Gainax's management and executives have been operating the company as if it was their private property.
Woof.
Managing restaurants with poor prospects, establishing unplanned companies, and taking out high-cost, unsecured loans. Most of the copyrights, if you're wondering, because they created also, in addition to Neon Genesis Evangelion, they created Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water, a few other like really big anime. Those copyrights have basically been transferred. I mean, many of those are already transferred to Studio Kara, who owns all these things now. Because they had to sell off all this stuff because they were mismanaging all of their companies so badly by opening up weird restaurants and taking out personal loans that they just simply couldn't afford to own two of the most popular anime of all time anymore.
That's a bummer.
They simply couldn't figure out how to make money off of that. They had to open restaurants.
Yeah, you know, they had to.
What?
What are they going to do? Just make anime?
I'm sorry, what?
What do you think they're going to do? Make a runway where they can continue making the shows that people like? When instead they could make restaurants? I did hear the Evangelion Cafe was kind of cool though.
It's dope, but like
I would have liked to go to it.
But they licensed that to a cafe company.
Yeah, that's not even them.
So in 2018, with the approval of management, shares in the company were transferred to a person with no knowledge of video production. And in 2019, that person was arrested for conduct with a minor. So no morals, no ethics, no video experience. Here, have the shares in the company. We don't know who you are.
I'm just finding this out right now.
Take the company.
So, I guess rotten pieces then.
Yeah,
I was pretty bummed and now I'm like probably good riddance.
They apparently lost its ability to operate completely while being saddled with a huge amount of debt.
Yeah.
And so they just had to shut it all down.
Yeah.
So now you will not see Gainax on anything anymore. I guess it will be Studio Kara.
Yeah.
And hopefully Studio Kara knows what to do. Do we believe one of these restaurants was Ravioli?
The Ravioli Man.
Was it did the Ravioli Man come in to Gainax and take all their money and make ravioli?
Must have been the Ravioli Man. Strikes again.
A sad day for anime and a sad day for anime fans.
Yeah.
What a wild thing to happen.
And that is all of the show that we have time for. Thank you very much for spending your morning with us. We do this show every Monday and Friday. We are back now. We had a little break. We had 2 shows off. But hey, if you haven't had enough of us yet, go to patreon.com/pixelcircus and you can get a bonus clip from It's Too Early and get access to all the ones that we've done before this. Isn't that neat? You can even get a 7-day free trial if you want to check it out and see if it's got some cool stuff that you like. We are going to have a bunch of previews of our new series coming up on there very soon, which is exciting. You can also do things like join the Discord for free. You can suggest stories that you want to see us talk about.
Yeah.
You could tweet about the show, tell people that the show is going live. It's very cool of you when you do.
We love it when you share the show with others, as we are an independent company and independent people trying to make it in the world.
Thank you to Flatlander for doing so, for sharing the show today. And also, because this was so kind and respectful, who's Rebecca on Twitter, was like, I'm watching the stream and I need a fit check of the outfit.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to understand if it's overalls. It's not overalls. Hold on, let me do this without showing too much side butt. It's a skirt and a top. There we go.
There you go. In
I'm here for the
addition to
people.
respectful fit checks, if you're watching on YouTube, we love it when you give a thumbs up. We love it when you leave a comment. We love it when you subscribe. Do those things.
It's very helpful and free to do.
It's all free, baby.
Anthony, where can they follow you on the internet?
You can find me everywhere at Carboni, except for here on Twitch, where I am at Anthony Carboni. Twitch, you cowards, is mine. Give it back to me. I am in the middle of Impossilvania. I am playing through every single Castlevania game in existence. And it ain't easy. So come
Is it
say hello to me.
impossible?
It's almost impossible.
Whoa. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Not Saige. I stream on my channel Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And my podcast, Too Hot for Love, is back. We're recording this weekend. We got 2 episodes to catch up on. So exciting.
Exciting.
It's here on this channel.
Alex, what do you do with your life?
There we are.
There we are.
I can be found on the internet on Twitter at Aldermancy, but I want to give a shout out because this weekend I'm going to be partaking in the Unprepared Casters NPC Crawl for Trans Lifeline. So you can actually go to Unprepared Casters. They have a link on their Twitter or on my Twitter. And if you donate in my name, it means that I get bonuses for the character I'm playing in round 5.
Nice.
Yay!
Very exciting. So support trans people and also give money. Thank you so much.
Hell yeah. You all are amazing. Thank you for making our little show possible. And we will see you on the Patreon.
Bye, BBs.